Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be so you want to get started in soap, and how did I get started in soap? I have always been very crafty. I love looking at something that you can make with your own hands and figuring out how I can make it with my own hands. Crocheting, sewing, arts, jewelry, anything I can kind of see how it's put together, floral arrangements, deconstruct it in my mind, see how it needs to go together, and then make it myself. I've always kind of been that kind of person. I want to be able to make it myself. And so soap making is something I've always wanted to do, but I was terrified of lye. And speaking of lye, let me grab it. I keep it locked up under the cabinet. So my cats can't get to it. So before me, I have pretty much everything that you need to get started. I'm grabbing a couple more things to make soap. I've been making soap now for about going on 5 years. And when I first started with soap, this is what I started with, was melt and pour. Melt and pour is pre-made soap that you cut into cubes. You can microwave it, it melts it, and then you design how you want to design with your soap. It comes in a ton of different bases. You can do shea butter, you can do like 3 butter, you can do glycerin, you can do all kinds of glycerin soap. This is a clear soap, and then this is a shea, and I've done the 3 butter. I really like the 3 butter. This is what I use for my embeds, but embeds came later. We're talking about just basic soap entry. So what I did once I got past the glycerin soap and I knew I wanted to do cold process soap, is I probably watched 200 videos, maybe more. I don't know. I watched hundreds of videos on how to make soap, cold process soap, soap making, hot process soap. And I do hot process soap, but I've not done it in a while. I prefer the cold process, but I do hot process and cold process. So before me is everything that I needed. Let me grab a sip of orange juice. And I'm going to show you what you're going to need to get started. So your equipment. Now guys, like I said, I've been making soap for right around 5 years. When I very first started making soap, I was terrified of lye. I was terrified of getting a lye burn. So I used every precaution that you're supposed to use, okay? Long sleeves, long pants, shoes, my goggles. Wear your goggles. I preach it. I know I don't always do it. I have trouble seeing, and usually I have my glasses on if I'm doing it here, and that provides some eye protection. But goggles and gloves, and you can use the reusable gloves like I have here, or you can use like the toss gloves. I can tell you, once I get my soap made, and if I'm trying to do embeds or trying to do anything very precise with my hands, those gloves have got to come off, because I just can't. You just have to be very careful. Now once your soap is made, the lye is incorporated, you're a little bit safer. But if you can leave your gloves on, leave your gloves on. You're still going to get a burn. Like if you have an open wound somewhere, if you have a scratch, a cut, a torn cuticle, and that soap batter gets on there, it's going to burn like a dickens. So just leave your gloves on. Leave your gloves on. So first thing you need, goggles, gloves, use your safety equipment, long sleeves, long pants. You're going to need lye, and I've gotten lye from different places. The first batches of soap I made, I bought my lye from hardware store. Go to the plumbing department, look for 100% lye. It'll be a drain opener. I actually looked up one time, and there was a hardware store going out of business, and I bought everything of lye they had, because I think I got it for like $2.50 a container. So I bought they had like a case. I bought the whole thing. But now I usually buy it online, and you can get it from this size, which I got on Amazon and is a complete rip-off. I did not realize they were this small. My bad for not reading all the directions or all the description. So be sure if you're buying online, be sure you're reading your full description of what your bottles, the amount your bottle contains. I thought this bottle was going to be this bottle. No. So this bottle came from Be Scented. That's where I have gone to make most of my soap purchases, almost all my soap purchases actually. I think this was like $5. I can't remember exactly. I'll put the link down below for Be Scented, but this was a fraction of the cost of this. So never again, Amazon on that. I still have some in there I can use, but this is what you're going to need. Sodium hydroxide flakes, or like little pellets. You can get it different ways. I like these flakes because they don't get airborne as much as those little fine like pellets. So you're going to need your lye. You got to. You can't make soap without your lye. You're also going to need some kind of oils. And again, this is coconut oil. I get my coconut oil at Big Lots. You can get this gallon. I think this is a gallon. 102 fluid ounces for $12 at Big Lots. And I think the first Sunday of the month, they have 10% off of everything. So coconut oil, olive oil. Got this at Walmart. I think it's like 15 bucks. At Walmart. You don't have to start out buying these big. I used to buy the little ones because I made like one batch of soap and that was it. Now I buy like coconut oil, olive oil, and shea butter, and that is what is Lulu doing? She's eating. Okay, I heard something. But coconut oil, olive oil, palm oil, which I do get on Amazon as well. It is on my craft cart in the craft room, so I'm not going to drag that out. Sit those down. So you can use whatever oils, butters you want to use. Just do your research, what they do in soap, which ones are most affordable to you. My very first soap was 100% olive oil, which is called a Castile soap. They do have to sit and cure a really long time because they're super soft. My second soap was a coconut olive oil soap. Very first two soaps, straight from the grocery store. So the next thing you're going to need is a scale. Now my first scale, which I still have it, I got on eBay for under $10, I think. And this was, like I said, about 5 years ago. This scale I got on Amazon. I think it was about $10 as well. Works fantastic. It does have all your units. You have fluid ounces, grams, ounce by the pound, and milliliters. Or pound and ounces, I should say, not ounce by the pound. But you're going to need a scale. And you're going to need containers. And you're going to need, we don't have to have it. I did a soap by hand when my old mixer broke. If you guys didn't see that, go back down in the videos and watch for the one that says soap fail. As soon as I went to make soap, my hand mixer broke. It wouldn't work. So that hand mixer was a Betty Crocker emulsion mixer. I got it for like $4 at Goodwill. So here's another hint. If you're on a budget, shop your Dollar Tree, your dollar stores, and your thrift stores. I see hand mixers in there all the time, $3 and $4. Soap shredders, which you can use to make shreds for the inside of your soaps. I have 2 of them. Both of them I have gotten at Goodwill. I paid $3 each for them. Soap shredders. They're salad shredders, what it is. But you're going to need an emulsion mixer. This was $25 on Amazon. Again, I can leave the link down below. It does come apart. It's super strong. She's heavy duty. I love it. Still learning not to over mix my soap with her because she is powerful. Orange juice. No, Lulu, you cannot have my mixer. Okay, containers. Dollar Tree. Or if you have like a dollar store. Dollar Tree, I use this metal one to get out the hard oils. my palm oil, my coconut oil. I use this spoon to get out the hard oils. These little buckets you can get at Dollar Tree. Spatulas you can get at Dollar Tree. Plastic spoons, of course, you can get at Dollar Tree. I just washed all these, that's why they're wet. Chopsticks. If you go out to eat, save your chopsticks, use them for soap making. Big buckets, again, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, whatever. Get your big buckets like this. I have a bigger pitcher. I have some bigger pitchers that I've gotten at dollar stores too. You guys have seen them in my videos. Pretty much all of my buckets and all that kind of stuff comes from Dollar Tree. These little guys here, again, they're wet because I just washed them. I'm pretty sure I got these at Dollar Tree. I know I did. And I have loved starting using these to mix up my micas, because I used to just use the little red solo cups and I would toss them. This keeps those from going in the trash. So these little cups, I need to get some more of those. These little spoons, I don't remember where I got them. I honestly don't, but I love them to use with those little cups. Also from Dollar Tree, molds. Sometimes you can look up and find silicone molds for embeds that are seasonal. I have found like candy canes, hearts, I think like palm trees or something. I remember they were tropical, or fruit, something like that. And then these little organizer guys. They come in 3 different sizes. I don't have the smallest size. It's a little square about that big. It's about this size up here. But there's a square, and then there's this size, and then there's this size. I use these for both melt and pour soaps, because you can just pour it right in here. They pop right out, and it's fantastic. I use these for my cold process soap. I would line them with parchment, or you could use actually a a plastic bag. And you can put it in there, but the plastic bag would leave creases and crinkles along the side of the soap, and I just didn't like how that looked. So I started lining it with parchment paper, and I would use this for cold process soap. These were my first soap molds. These right here, and they were $1 at Dollar Tree. So I graduated from that to this. And the first one of these I got on, I think it was AliExpress. I think I got the first one off AliExpress. It wasn't expensive. The second, or I should say the second two, because they came in a pair. And the molds come out. And you left with a box. My hubby marked them for me. It was a set of 2. And it seems like something else came with it. I can't remember. I'll have to go and look. It might have just been the 2 molds. I don't remember. But you got a set of 2. Now you see these all over Amazon. You can get like 1 mold and a soap cutter, or 2 molds and a soap cutter. There's all different kinds of configurations on Amazon where you can get these molds. You can just get 1. But these did come from Amazon. Super fast, super affordable. These are the molds I use now. It makes exactly 10 bars for me when I use my soap cutter. So next up, you're going to want to put something in your soap. Fragrances, colorants, botanicals. You're going to want to put something in there. But first I want to talk to you about a soap calculator. Now, you guys seen I keep a notebook of every single soap I do. I keep a notebook. The recipe I use pretty much stays the same. I will keep note on the colorants I use, the fragrance I used, where that fragrance came from, what company, how it acted when I made the soap, and if it discolored or anything after I made the soap. I keep all that in a notebook. Everybody's soap's different. Everybody uses different ingredients. Once you find a recipe that works for you, the ingredients that works for you, the oils that works for you, learn how to use, or you need to do this first actually. You need to go, I use Brambleberry, and they have a soap calculator. So just run through that calculator. Put in different amounts. Do your research. Watch other people's videos. Look at recipes. Use your soap calculator. Always use your soap calculator before you run a recipe. If it's like 10 ounces of olive oil, 8 ounces of this oil, 8 ounces of this oil, 5 ounces of this oil, the soap calculator in there has pretty much every oil listed. I think it doesn't have lard, because I do like a lard soap, and I know a lot of people don't, but I do. It makes a really good creamy bar soap. So I will substitute lard for the tallow. Tallow's in that list, which is still a animal fat. So learn that soap calculator, run recipes through, see what it looks like. Learn your soap calculator. I use Brambleberry. That's the one I always go to. That's the one I always use. And once you have your recipe and you have all your equipment, you're going to be, well, I want to put some color in my soap, or what fragrance am I going to use in my soap? I have gotten fragrances from several different companies. Indigo Fragrance, which is on Etsy, Aztec, Crafter's Choice, Nurture Soap, Nature's Garden. Bee Scented has become my go-to, mainly because they're affordable and their shipping is like so fast. So that's where I've been buying a lot of my soap supplies. So just to show you some different things you can get for soap supplies, we're going to show you some micas. And when I first started, I would buy sample micas. I would just go on, these are like $1.50, or, you know, they're not expensive. You get little packets like this, and you get quite a bit because it doesn't take a lot to color soap. It really doesn't take a whole lot to color soap. So you can get little samples like this. This one is Cosmic Carolyn by TKB Trading. I would buy little samples like this. Let's see what else. Here's another one, TKB. I think I bought a lot from TKB. Polished Silver. Really pretty gray. Here's a Mad Micas Summer Bronze. I need to put that in something. That is beautiful. Magic Beans, Mad Mica. So any company that sells pigments and micas usually has samples. I also have back in here Aztec. I have mattes. I have oxides. I also have the bath bomb colors, like back in here in the back. All these are samples. This is what I started with. And then once I started seeing, oh, I like these micas. They're so pretty. I went to kind of this kind of configuration, so it wasn't so messy. And these are sample sizes. Again, this is Mad Mica. What are you? West Palm Beach. These are Mad Oils. This is Enchanted Forest. This is Wicked. So you can get these little pots. You can get the little pouches. There's different ways you can get samples. I actually like these little pots the best, but you know, whatever. Then you have the bigger jars. And these are from Bee Scented. This is a 1 ounce. You can also get a 2 ounce. And I've seen you can go up to a 4 ounce jar with different companies. This is Blue Skies. It's so pretty. Seafoam Green, which I just used in a soap. Bee Scented. Oh, this is Apple Green. I have not used this one yet, so I need to find something to use this one in. These are all 1 ounce. These do come in a bag like this, and you have to put them in the little container. So you can leave them in the bag, or you can put them in the container. And that is for Bee Scented. I like putting them in the containers because I write the names on top, and all I have to do is look down at them. Fragrances. Again, like I said, there's a ton of companies you can order fragrances from. You can go on YouTube and type in like the company, the fragrance, and see if you can find a video to see how that fragrance performs. And just to show you different sizes of fragrances. This is a sample size. It's like a 1 ounce. I normally do 1 ounce to about 1 pound to 2 pounds of soap. And so that's just, this one's not full. I've actually used a little bit of it in some sample bars. So that's a 1 ounce. This is a 1.7 ounce. You can do 2 ounce. This says 1.7, but I'm pretty sure 2 ounces. This is Pink Peony. This bottle is empty. Oh, that smells so good. And I've sold all those bars back last year. I need to redo this fragrance. It was so pretty. This is like a 1 3/4 to 2 ounce size. This is a 4-ounce size. I never did this one. This was Wintry Candy Apple. I might still do that one. We have time. It's only January. And then you have these big ones. This is another one I have not done. This is a 16-ounce by Be Scented. This is Pumpkin Crunch Cake. I never got around to doing this one, and I really wanted to. Oh my God. We might be doing that one too. So those are just some different sizes of fragrance you can use, because if you know you're starting with just a very small batch, you may only want to do a sample size 1 ounce, and these are like $2.50 for one of these on most sites. If you want to do an essential oil, you can use essential oils. Just do your research again and be sure they are skin safe and what percentage of essential oil you can use in your soap. This is pine needle. This is a full bottle, and I've had this bottle for a long time. When I bought this bottle, it was $6. I don't know if it's still $6 for a bottle of pine needle, but you can use essential oils. Just be sure they are skin safe and check your usage for your soap, because essential oils are different than fragrance oils. Okay, also you may want to use botanicals on top to your soaps. I haven't done that in a while. I want to do a real pretty all natural color soap with botanicals on top. I don't know yet what fragrance I'm going to use for that, but these are just rose petals, and these are jasmine flowers. Have cornflowers that are real pretty. I can't even get this open. It's been so long. It's sealed. These are jasmine flowers. Really, really, really pretty. And you can just sprinkle these on the top. I don't recommend putting them inside of your soap. They will turn brown over time with the saponification. And just don't put them inside your soap. Lightly sprinkle some across the top of your soap and they're fine. But this is pretty much all you're going to need to get started. Just do your research. Take your precautions. To me, soap making is a lot like cooking or baking. You weigh out all your ingredients, you go by a recipe, and you mix up your cake or your batter, and then you put it in its little container and you make it pretty. So it's a lot like baking in that sense. You're going by recipe, you're weighing out your ingredients, you're mixing everything together, and that's how I kind of mentally think of it. It's a lot like baking. It is expensive once you get into it and you start kind of buying better ingredients, like adding shea butter, castor oil, cocoa butter, buying bigger containers of everything, like going from this size to this size. It starts getting a little more expensive, but you don't have to get there right away. Start out with your small things, like, you know, start out small. Take your time. Make sure it's something you're going to like. Don't invest a whole lot of money in it at the beginning. Like I said, look around at thrift stores. You can find a lot. I would buy spoons, bowls, plastic pitchers, my mixer, everything that I use to get started. Pretty much everything came from the thrift store, the dollar store, except for my lye, my fragrance, my micas, and my oils came from the grocery store. And when I first started, I started with like 3 micas. I think it was a pink, a blue, and a green or something like that. I ordered 3. But yes, so if you ever have thought about making soap and you were skeptical, you were afraid, don't be. Just get in there and try it one time. Like I said, watch a lot of videos. There's tons of videos out there that go through the safety, that go through actual making. Watch those videos. Educate yourself. Don't be afraid. Just get in there and do it. Educate yourself about taking care of a lye burn, all of that stuff. And just get to it, guys. Make you some soap. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.